It feels surreal. I still sometimes have to pinch myself and remind myself not to talk down that I am in this position. I'm Natalie Asorey, and I'm a lecturer in the Public Relations Department here at the CJC, and I'm also the Associate Director of Student Engagement at the agency, which is where we're at today. I grew up in Miami, Florida. I was always really interested in communications from when I was a kid. And I was always interested in telling stories, in writing, in helping people understand each other, almost. I don't know that I really identified in the way that I think about identity today. You know, it's kind of like, oh, I'm Cuban American, I'm a girl. That was kind of the gist of it. It definitely shifted 100% when I came to UF. I remember one of my first days here as a student, there was this group of people walking by and they were like, y'all have an accent. And I remember looking at my friend and being like, we have an accent? And it was the first time that I realized, and it was really early on in my time here at UF, that I was different. It was the first time here that I decided that I was Latina, beyond just Cuban American. And I remember taking my first intro to public relations class right here at Gannett Auditorium, and I fell in love. Like, I was reading the textbook, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is exactly what I want to be doing. My first internship was at Bowdoin, and that's when I discovered that I didn't just want to work in public relations. I want to work in public relations with the U.S. Hispanic Latino market. I want to make sure that people like me, like my abuelas, like my mom, that we are included and a part of all of these conversations when these big brands are talking. That if you want to reach me, you don't just have to do it on Univision. Because in fact, I'm not watching Univision. If you want to reach me, you're going to do it on the NBCs and CBS, like your regular primetime TV. We're not this like monolith of all of us being the same. My Cuban American experience is very different for a whole slew of reasons than a Mexican American experience, a Colombian experience, a Puerto Rican experience. So what gets me excited about that is that there's a ton of opportunity. And that's opportunity for me, but it's also opportunity for all of my students who are starting to see where they can make a difference in this world and where they can leave their legacy and leave their mark. I think the challenge has been more of a personal one. 100% feeling like an imposter. For me, it was mostly that feeling of no one here uniquely understands my background. Very few people do, and where I come from. But a lot of that was also me feeling like I didn't belong. It was really jarring and an adjustment my first semester trying to do something new. You know, you have people who help you along the way, but there's no guidebook. And that feeling of you just left this really awesome place in your favorite city in the world to come teach and you're unsure of yourself. It was a lot. I'm trying to bring my whole self here. And sometimes that's harder than other times. I remember literally that first semester, I was like, girl, you better always be buttoned up and perfect. I'm still learning and constantly reminding myself that, you know, be you. Unapologetically you. In every space. I'm not gonna not be me so that you're comfortable. I do hope that my students feel like they can bring themselves to the classroom and that they don't have to check anything at the door. It makes for better conversations. It makes for better discussions from more perspective. If we all thought the same and said the same things, like how boring would that be? Why would we sit in a classroom? So bring it. Bring all of you and challenge the people around you to do the same. I still sometimes have to pinch myself and remind myself not to talk down that I am in this position. I think that minimizes everything that I've done and who I am and what I bring to this college and this university. And it's okay to feel like you're not good enough, but remind yourself as often as you can that like hell you are. and that's why you're here. We are CJC.